Well, hello, and thank you for watching this quick overview of how to begin using your online PESL practice program for your accent and pronunciation practice. If you're a current student or past student and you haven't used the program yet, shame on you. No, you can begin using the program though by going to my website, myspeechcoach.com, and scrolling all the way down to the bottom. And don't click the big green button that says Get Started with a Free Screening. You've already done that. But click on Online Practice Lab Access, students only. That's where you're going to access the practice program. Give a click there and the login page will appear. Enter your email address, which has been approved if you're already a student, and your password. Click the I'm not a robot prompt to make sure you're not trying to access the site in an automated way, and you might get a little CAPTCHA prompt like this one that asks you a silly and simple question. I have to select all the RV vehicles. RV, 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 verify, and I am in. Once the green check mark appears on the CAPTCHA prompt, you can click the Submit button. Once you're inside the program, you'll have access to all of the practice exercises. Before you get started using them and recording your assignments, you'll have to do two things. And there are a few things I want you to be sure of before you start using it. First, you may see this Adobe Flash Player settings warning in the lower right. Things will not work right for you if you don't allow Adobe Flash access to it. So this will pop up every time unless you click Remember after you also select the Allow button. Once you have those two items checked off, you can close that box. Now, a couple of other things to remember are coming up in just a moment, but first, let's go to the Audio Lab section, or the Audio Lab menu, where you do all of your practice work, and select your target for the week. Your instructor will give you your target, and I'll pick the SP blend. You can go right to the submenu for practice words and sentences to get started with your daily practice. You'll see the what we call the stimulus words or prompts for you to begin practicing, the words that you're going to practice today and nearly every day this week in your program, and you're going to record each of these words and sentences. Before you start recording though, in case your instructor failed to mention this, it's best to do your practice without reading from the screen. Now you can take a look at them to sort of preview the words and sentences you're going to be saying. They'll all be, each of the sentences will all be comprised of or consisting of simple everyday words. So there shouldn't be any words that are overly complicated or difficult to remember, and you won't have to remember them, but you are going to make them disappear in just a moment so you're not reading while you practice. But before you do that, go ahead and click on some of them.
Space,
Each time you click,
Speak,
you'll hear a demonstration, male and female voices.
Spanish, speech,
spell,
spin.
And you can also hear a demonstration of each sentence.
I need more space to park my car.
can you speak a little slower, please?
Are you going to make Spanish food?
So click away as many times as you like to get a little preview of the words you're about to say. And when you're ready to begin practicing, go down underneath the words and sentences and find the button that says Hide Visible Text. Give it a click. Now the text is gone, but there are placeholders, these purplish blocks that show you where each word and sentence are. If you are clicking on a box, you will hear, if you are were to click on a box, you will hear the word behind the box.
Space,
But you're not seeing the printed text. This way, your habits, your beliefs, your old ways and old routines of producing these words will not be affected by viewing the printed letters.
Speak, Spanish,
See, they're all there, and you can go wherever you want in this list.
he has a black spot on his shirt.
So you don't get to read the word when you're practicing, but
He has a black spot on his shirt.
you can hear it whenever you need to by clicking on it, and you're about to record that sentence. But I suggest that you start at the beginning.
Space,
There's your first word. Click the word, then click the record button and say it out loud into your computer's microphone. space, and after you say the word, click the stop button. If you'd like to hear the demo, the demonstration, side by side with your recorded attempt, hit the compare button.
Space.
Space. And then try pronouncing the sentence. Click on the sentence first.
I need more space to park my car.
I need more space to park my car. That's the sentence we're going to record. When you're ready to say it out loud, hit the record button and say it out loud. I need more space to park my car. Hit the stop button and compare.
I need more space to park my car.
Remember, you're trying to...
I need more space to park my car.
You're trying to remember to listen to everything as you hit each button. When you hit that compare button, you'll hear 2 repetitions. The model from the program, from the practice program, and then your own attempt at imitating it. And I was about to say, remember, you are trying to always imitate the model as closely as possible. The models may have been different in class with your instructor, but it will give you more variety to use, a greater range of examples to learn from if you are also imitating these models. Let's do number 2.
Speak.
I'll record the word, speak. Hit the stop button, and I can hear both by using the compare button.
Speak.
Speak.
Now let's try the sentence.
Can you speak a little slower, please?
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 Now I'll do the third one.
Spanish.
Spanish. Stop. Compare.
Spanish.
Spanish.
And the sentence.
Are you going to make Spanish food?
That's actually a question, but that's what I'll record now. Are you going to make Spanish food? Stop and compare.
Are you going to make Spanish food?
Now,
Are you going to make Spanish food?
each time you start a new sentence, you have to, you're erasing, I meant to say, you're deleting the previous recording, but not permanently, not forever. You're not deleting it for your instructor. See, you get one chance to sort of go on stage and do this live. Well, you get as many chances as you like, but what you don't have is the option to pick and choose the recording attempts that you like. Your instructor is going to hear all of the work you did, and that's great. That's a good thing. Your instructor will hear you progressing. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to experiment a little, tweak things a little. Take as many turns or repetitions as you like with this. Your instructor will get to listen to each of your recordings. But every time you click on a new word, you're wiping that slate clean. You don't get to go back and listen to it again. So I'll click on number 4, and that will wipe clean everything I did with line number 3. Only for me, but not for my instructor. Here's number 4.
Speech.
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 Her speech is very fast.
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 Number 5.
Spell.
Spell. And I did that demonstration with a little bit of an accented influence there. Let's see if we can catch it using the compare button.
Spell.
Spell.
Yeah, that didn't sound right. So let me try it one more time.
Spell.
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 I think that one sounded a little bit better. My instructor will be able to listen to both of those. Every 24 hours, your instructor will get an email notification telling them that you have entered some recordings or submitted some recordings, but only if you've used the program in that 24-hour period. If you didn't log in today and do some practice work, your instructor does not get an email notification, and your instructor knows that you didn't practice. So there's some accountability built into the program. Okay, let's go back to that SP word we just practiced, spell, and use it in a sentence.
Jerry never could spell very well.
Poor Jerry. Let's record the sentence the way we heard it. Jerry never could spell very well. Let's listen to that and see if we can spot the errors.
Jerry never could spell very well.
Jerry never could spell very well.
Yeah, there are some differences in there, and not only in the target word spell, but in some of the other words. That's okay. Those are going to be targets that you'll work on later in your course. Right now, you're focusing only on the target at hand, the target that your instructor has assigned to you this week, and that is words beginning with the SP combination. So let's try that sentence one more time because it sounded different from the model.
Jerry never could spell very well.
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 That sounded better. Now, you may not be able to judge your own accuracy levels at this point, and that's okay. That's the job of your instructor. So it's important that you spend some time going through the list, making as many recordings as you can, giving this about 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe, worth of practice time for this word list. And that means if you go through the list quickly, go to the top and do the list again. Don't worry about the number of recordings you make. Focus more on the amount of time that goes by as you continuously make recording after recording. Maybe go through the list 3 times and record all of them multiple times. It doesn't matter what order you go in, but spending 15 to 20 minutes on this target. You may have other speech targets to work on this week as well. So you'll go to that other target and work on that sound for 15 to 20 minutes as well. Now, in other targets, you may find that the word list is separate from the sentence list, and that's what these navigational arrows are for. You can always select the auditory or audio discrimination exercise just as a review to review the error that you were probably making before you started practicing this program, and this will help you hear the difference. But when you're ready to start practicing, you want to find the practice word list, and after you record all of the practice words, you can go on to the sentences. And again, spend 15 to 20 minutes recording these, not counting how many you did. It's more about the amount of time you spend practicing than just on its own the number of recordings you make. Well, there you have it. All of the targets, all of the speech sounds are in the Audio Lab menu. And later in your course, you'll be doing reading exercises and conversation exercises. And there will be items and material within the practice program that you'll use for those as well. But that's later in your course. For now, just know that all of your practice sounds at the beginning of your course will be in the Audio Lab menu. Everything you record gets sent to your instructor. Your instructor gives you feedback and tells you where you can tweak things and change things a little bit and work on that improvement and work on getting closer to that accuracy level that you're after. Okay, so spend some time in here this week. You should be practicing every day. And I really hope that this becomes a part of your daily practice routine, and I hope you get a tremendous amount of help and support by using this program. Thanks for watching.